Hey, is Matt there? Hey, Matt, this is Jermaine. I'm calling from National Income. If you remember, you recently mailed in a blue postcard about a new no-cost $4,000 benefit. It's the one negotiated by your union, UAW, with our company, National Income. You remember that, right? Well, all the benefits are in. I have your card here. Let me just confirm some information you wrote on it. Your address is 128 Lexington Ave. All right. Your birthday, 12/28/85. All right. And your beneficiary, your wife, Nicole. Okay, great. Like the letter talked about, because it's negotiated, the next step is to come out, deliver your certificate, explain the rest of the benefits. It takes about 15 minutes, then I get out of here. Okay, I mean, they have me in your area Tuesday, 3 p.m. and 9:15. Which one works better for you? All right, 9:15. And is Nicole going to be there? All right, I'm going to give you some information to write down. So while you're up grabbing the pen, can you just double check with Nicole? Because I can't get this done without her. Okay, great. Now, please just write down my name. It's Jermaine Felton, and you're scheduled Tuesday 9:15. Can you just give me some detailed directions from the closest highway? All right, to the left, go all the way down late. Then two lefts. Oh, no one left and the right. Okay. All right. And can you just please write down my confirmation number? JEFE 0915. And now, due to the amount of traffic and the amount of members that I have to see, can you just give me a 30-minute leeway on each side of that 9:15? If I'm running late, don't throw APB on me. It just means I'm on my way. All right, you have a great night. All right. Now, Matt and Nicole, do you remember receiving that blue postcard and the letter in the mail? Okay, great. You'll continue to receive that as long as you're in the union or retire from the union. Now, the reason that you received that letter in the postcard in the mail is because your union tries its best to provide you with the benefits you need, but you know as well I do, they can't with the amount of money they have to work with. That's why they actually give you a chance to work with us. Now, everything that you're going to receive today is simple. Just like the letter outlined, the first thing that you're going to receive is the no-cost $4,000 accidental death and dismemberment benefit. I'll witness your signature as the insurer and establish the beneficiary for you. Um, the next thing that you're going to see is the child safety kits. Now this works hand in hand with Ambler. I'll show you exactly how that works. The next thing that you're going to see is the health service discount card. Now this provides discounts on things like vision, prescription, hearing, and dental up to 60%. The final document I'm going to leave you with is the family information guide. Now this is just a roadmap to all your important benefits, something that you're going to fill out on your own, but I'll show you exactly how to do that in just a moment. Now finally, like the letter outline, there are additional supplementary benefits made available to you guys. These were just designed to fill in the gap where your workplace left off. These are benefits that your union wanted to give you but couldn't. That's why they gave you a chance to work with us. Now, as I'm going through these, you should say, hey, great. You see why they enrolled? I can go ahead and enroll you, no problem. If not, I do want you to understand it's not a big sales thing to get you to buy anything that you don't need. It's just a lot of members love it because it is less expensive than the non-union companies. Now, all I do ask is just for a definite yes or no by the end of today. Everything's simple. It's not much to think about either way. In the next 15 minutes, you know exactly to just be able to benefit you or not. Sounds fair? Okay, let's get started. Now, what you guys qualified for was the Family Premier Plan. Now, your weekly contributions, if you do choose to enroll, will be $32.22. Now, the reason that it is $32.22 is based off an idea we call the Hour Power Program. Now, what that does is take up the 1 hour of your work week. You pay yourself first. You'll keep that remaining 39 plus overtime and do whatever you want with. You can just lay your head down at night knowing that you're protected and it is affordable for you. Now, say if I come to you and put you on a permanent 41-hour work week, are you going to buy a new car with that additional hour? Probably not, right? Now, say if I reversed it and I came to you and I took an hour. Now you're on a permanent 39-hour work week. Are you going to start putting food on the table? Probably not, right? That's how we came up with that 3222. We just wanted to make sure everything was affordable. Does that make sense to you? All right, great. Now, have either of you guys ever been on the financial side of a funeral? A funeral can usually cost up to 14,000, but what the insurance companies never tell the families anymore is that it doesn't work like how it used to. You used to be able to get a $50,000 policy to the funeral director. They'll hold that as collateral until that check shows up, but it doesn't work like that anymore. The insurance used to have to pay up on that check 26 days after the funeral. Now they have up to 60 days. Why do you think they do that? Exactly. Interest. They get millions and millions of interest by holding on to that insurance money. Now that leaves families with these out-of-pocket costs, and that turns into a burden. There's actually two companies going around the U.S. and Canada buying all the insurance. Buying all the funeral homes and all the cemeteries. Now, the first one's out of Texas named the SCI Group. The second one's out of Canada named the Aldrich Group. And their idea is to become like the Walmart of the funeral industry. Now, the only reason I'm telling you this is because their corporate policy is you have to pay up to 50% upfront before they even touch the body. Now, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of the families I sit down with, they don't have an extra $7,000 just laying around for a funeral. And the ones that do, they want to use that money for the bills that's going to come after that funeral. That's why they came up with this. This is a freedom of choice funeral certificate. Now, you can take this to any funeral home. It doesn't matter how you go, what, when, where, how, why. They're going to take this because they know it's backed by a powerful union like your own. And they know they're going to get paid. Now, you say you wanted a traditional funeral, right? So, flowers, casket, funeral, gravesite. Say that comes up to 14,000. What you guys would do is turn this around, write 14,000 here, and you'll write yourself as a beneficiary. Matt, as long as you keep it under 37,000. Nicole, as long as you keep it under 37,000, there's no out-of-pocket costs. Now, those are two very important numbers. When you give this to the funeral director, they're gonna call us on this number to our corporate office, and they're gonna ask us two questions. Are you enrolled in this program? After today, yes. And two, how much money do you have to work with? Now, if we told them you had 37,000, how much can that funeral just turned into? Yes, exactly, 37,000. We don't like that it worked that way, so we don't allow it to work that way. What we do is never disclose this number, and we actually never disclose this number. What we'll simply do is pay them that $15,000, cut you and the kids a check for the difference. We just think that's the cleanest, easiest, and more compassionate way to take care of you guys in a situation like that. It's kind of like a prearranged funeral. Have you guys ever heard of a prearrangement? Yeah, it's a great concept. Everything taken care of the same prior to death, but this is permanent and portable. You're not locked into a specific funeral home, and and prearrangement can usually cost up to $100 each month, and it only has the money that you paid into it. This is a blank check for 37,000 for both of you. You both get certificates. Does that make sense? Do you see how that works? Do you see how important this is? Why is this important to you, Nicole? Exactly. Why is this important to you, Matt? It's clean, it's easy, and it makes sense. Now, having your funeral taken care of is super important. What's the equals term is what happens after the funeral. Most families I sit down with, they don't have what we call paycheck protection. Matt, if you were unexpectedly taken away from your family, will they still receive your checks? Most families I sit down with, they don't. What type of recurring bills do you guys have each month? All right, you got your mortgage, you got your car insurance. Your kids, they're not free, right? Now, Nicole, if Matt income was taken away, how would you continue to pay for these bills without it? Yeah, it's concerning to most families. Most families I sit down with, they have life insurance, like you guys, for example, but they don't take consideration how it works. Life insurance works just like $100 bill. Say you go out a Friday night and you buy a pizza and wings with that $100 bill. What's gonna happen to it by Monday? Exactly, it's gone. If you're like me, you're probably negative. Life insurance, liquid cash, it works the exact same way. If Nicole was to go, Matt, you're gonna receive that money up to 60 days later, and you're gonna break into it just like that $100 bill, and you're gonna pay back the money where you got that funeral money from. Now, I'm not saying that you guys are gonna splurge it, and I'm not gonna say you're gonna squander the money, but life insurance is usually gone within the first 2 years. That's why they added the income protection portion to this. Now, what this does is pay up to $1,800 each month for 36 months for the next 3 years. Do you think you guys can use this? Now, what this allows is you to put that $250,000 policy in the bank and let it build the next leg like it was intended to do. It'll go through that 3 year transitional period, and when it's done, it's going to be sitting there waiting for you. Now, also included, if anything were to happen to you, Nicole, Matt, you will receive the $1,400 each month for the next 36 months so your family can continue to live that lifestyle that you're used to. Does this make sense to both of you guys? Do you see why it's important to have your paycheck protected? Why is this important to you, Matt? Why is this important to you, Nicole? So now both of you guys have your incomes protected and both of your funerals are taken care of for that same 38.22 a week. Does that make sense? Now, one of the worst things that a parent can do is bury their child. But worse than that is not having the money to do so. What this benefit does is provide $10,000 for your child if anything were ever to happen to them and they were taken from you unexpectedly. Another awesome benefit to this is at the age of 21, they're able to convert it to a $50,000 whole life policy, no medical questions asked. Now, say if they were diagnosed with childhood diabetes, they're still guaranteed this $50,000 policy of whole life when they're 21 years old. No questions asked, no medical questions asked. So far, you have child riding on all your children. If anything were to happen to them, both your incomes are protected no matter how you go, and both of your funerals are completely taken care of. In reality, chances of you guys dying from a heart attack or stroke tomorrow is unlikely. You're actually you're 9 times more likely to die from some sort of accident. What this first benefit does is for any accident on or off the job. So if you had a mishap at work, your house is a house fire, explosion, it's gonna cover both you guys for 140,000. And if you guys died in any accident, it's gonna cover the children for 8,000. Now, what's the most dangerous thing? What's the most dangerous thing you think we do every day? Exactly, drive, especially in Rochester. Most insurance most insurance companies pull back the benefit when it's higher risk. We actually increase it to 180,000. If anything happened to you guys in a privately owned vehicle, not a work vehicle, you'll be covered for 180,000. It doesn't matter if you were in the back seat. It doesn't matter if you were asleep. It doesn't matter if it was your fault. You guys are still covered for that 180,000. Your kids are covered for 16,000. Now, say something happened to both of you guys. That's $360,000. In addition, both your incomes are protected. Both your funerals are taken care of. And there's child rider on both your children. Does that still make sense for that 32.22 a week? Now, what about common carrier? That's anything that you pay fare on. So like a plane, a bus, a boat, a taxi cab. Um, you're both covered for 300,000. Each of the kids are covered for 40,000. Now, does this section make sense to you guys? All right, great. Now, the last portion is our hospital supplements. It's our living benefits. This is why most families enroll. This program, I'm gonna quick getting you guys killed, and I'm gonna just get you guys hurt. Now, this benefit is for any accident or injury. So, say little Samantha was running around in the backyard. She fell over. She sprained her ankle. What are you guys gonna do? Hopefully, take her to the emergency room, right? Now, that's 4 or 5 hours off work. What's your guys' usual copay? Well, if you guys are like me, $100 is $100, right? Now I said $100 down the drain, and you have to take time off work. Now, what this benefit is for is any accident or injury. It's nothing like fever or my tummy hurt or sickness. This is for like if you cut your hand, you need stitches. You sprain your ankle, you get stung by a bee, had a bad reaction, you get chemicals in your eye, you flush it out. You step on a nail, need a tetanus shot. $200 every time you go to the hospital. Every single occurrence unlimited. So if you go 3 times that year, that's $600 in your pocket. The next part of the program is critical. Let's say you had to go down to the store. Some idiot runs the red light, slams into you. Now you got to go to the hospital for 10 days. Some pretty bad things are going to happen to you guys financially for that 10 days, right? Nicole's probably out of work because she's right by your bedside. That's your best friend. Now, there's bills still coming in. We will pay you up to $400 each day that you're in the hospital for 365 days. Now, say you're in the hospital for 10 days, that's $4,000. Nicole, you think you use extra $4,000 in a time like that? You bet I could. So you have that accidental coverage, your child rider, for your income's protected. Both your funerals are taken care of at the same price as that pizza and wing. Now, let's say the accident was a little worse and you had to go into the intensive care unit. This last benefit will pay you $800 a day for 14 days if you're in an intensive care unit. It's capped at 14 because usually after the 14 days, you're usually using your funeral benefit. Now, if you were in there longer, you wouldn't lose the cover. It will revert back to that $400 up to that 365 days. Now, you can usually get this last section from other companies like Aflac or Combined, but they are expensive. They usually cost up to $60 to $80 a month just for this bottom section. Now you're getting hospital supplements, all your accidents covered. You're getting hospital supplements, all the accidental coverage, child rider, and both your kids are protected. And your funerals are taken care of for that same pizza and wings a week. Now, this also is strike and layoff proof. If you're going to go on strike, we'll pay your premiums for up to a year while you're on strike. You never have to worry about paying for that. If you're laid off, God forbid, we'll pay your premiums up to 3 months. Now, what company in the world do you think would do that? If you call your insurance company right now, what do you think they're going to tell you? Take the car off the road, right? The last option is pretty much a no-brainer. You have option A, which is everything I just showed you, the program right here. And option B, which is semi-inflation proof, and your funeral is going to cost $20,000, and your contributions would be $30.70. But most members go for it at $38.22, and it takes care of everything today. Option A. All right, good choice, perfect. Can you guys just grab your driver's license from me, your doctor information, your checkbook? And we're just going to get started on your application for the both of you guys, okay?